Welcome to Marketing Signals Atlas. We're here to map the hidden forces that drive our buying decisions, to really decode that invisible operating system behind every single purchase. We're going to find out why some brands capture our hearts and our wallets, while so many others are just ignored.
All right, let's just dive right in with a foundational question, one that really challenges a core assumption of modern business. Are our customers truly the logical beings that we build our entire strategies around? Because the very first signal we need to tune into is that the logical customer, well, they're a myth. A useful one for sure, but a myth nonetheless.
You know, we're all taught that customers operate on logic. They weigh the features, they compare the prices, they make a spreadsheet in their head. But the market, the real world, it tells a totally different story. The real drivers are emotion, story, and these little subconscious signals that most marketing just flies right over. And this right here is the crucial point. Desire is not the conclusion of a logical argument. Logic is the story we tell ourselves after the decision has been made, just to justify a feeling that was already there. Now, this isn't just some abstract theory. No, it's a deeply embedded psychological pattern. So let's break down how this whole thing works, layer by layer. The first, and honestly, the most powerful layer of this pattern is that our gut feelings, our immediate intuitive reactions, they're the real CEOs of our decisions. This idea was brilliantly laid out by the Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman. He talked about two ways our brains work. System 1, which is fast, emotional, and intuitive, and System 2, which is slow, deliberate, and logical. Now, here's the critical mistake most marketing makes. It spends all its time presenting logical arguments to System 2. But the choice was already made, like way back, by the feeling-driven System 1. This is exactly how the best brands in the world operate. They are not in the business of selling products. They sell emotional states. Apple doesn't sell you a computer. It sells you creativity. Nike isn't selling you shoes. It's selling you the feeling of victory. Tesla sells the future, and Patagonia sells purpose. You see, they completely bypass logic, and they speak directly to that emotional System 1. Okay, so if emotion is the target, how do you deliver it? Well, not with spreadsheets or feature lists, that's for sure. It's delivered through the second layer of this pattern, narrative. I mean, really think about it. Data can help decorate a decision, sure. A fact can support an argument. But a story? A story is what makes a brand unforgettable. It slips past our natural skepticism and it just embeds itself right into our memory. So a great marketing campaign isn't just an ad, it's a chapter in a much larger story. It offers the customer a role to play, an identity they can step into, and buying the product, that becomes their way of joining that story. Now we get to the final layer of the pattern, and this one is the most invisible. It operates way down below our conscious awareness, and it's where subconscious cues and hidden triggers finalize most of our buying behavior. There's a key concept from behavioral economics called framing. And all it means is that how information is presented is often way more powerful than what is being presented. You can have the exact same choice, frame it differently, and get a completely different result. And these invisible forces are everywhere. The user experience on a website that subtly guides your clicks, the layout of a retail store that encourages you to walk a certain path, pricing psychology, like using $9.99 instead of $10, which just creates a feeling of value. Customers often can't even tell you why they made a choice because the most powerful triggers were designed to be completely unseen. So when you take these deep psychological patterns and you let them play out in the real world, they stop being theories. They become the fundamental rules of the attention game. I mean, just look at the world around us. The algorithms that shape our reality, they don't prioritize rational debate. They prioritize emotional engagement. The stuff that goes viral is hardly ever a detailed analysis. It's almost always a simple, powerful story. This pattern has basically become the operating system for media, for culture, and for commerce. So what's the price for brands that decide to ignore these forces? What's the real-world cost of insisting on marketing to that rational myth? They become commodities. It's that simple. When you only sell on features, on data, and on logic, you are forcing yourself to compete on price and specs. And that is a race to the bottom. It's a game with no long-term winners. And here's where it gets really dangerous. If your only advantage is a logical one, you're always vulnerable. The relationship with your customer is just transactional, not emotional, which makes your brand invisible, interchangeable, and, in the end, disposable. And this is exactly why the brands that consistently win, they don't just play the game better. They understand that they're playing a fundamentally different game altogether. The winning edge really comes from a massive shift in perspective. On one side, you have the commoditized brands. They're focused on product features, they communicate with rational arguments, and their goal is just to sell something. But on the other side, you have the winners. They focus on customer emotion, they communicate through narrative, and their goal is to manufacture desire. And this is the core principle of market physics. A brand's true defensible value isn't found in its logic, it's found in its meaning. It is all about creating a feeling that is absolutely undeniable. Which brings us to our final and I think most crucial point, the one that reframes this entire analysis and turns it right back toward your own brand and your own work. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. I want you to look past your product's features, beyond its benefits, and all the logical arguments you've built. What is the one core human feeling that your brand truly delivers? Because that is what people are actually buying.